Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to discuss the value of community colleges in closing the skills gap. The first community college in the nation was established in Illinois in 1901. Joliet Township High School actually proposed an innovative solution to addressing the growing skills gaps in 1901 that was occurring by going beyond traditional 4 years of high school and adding a fifth and sixth year of courses by partnering with the University of Chicago to get credit. So that was the first community college in the nation. It's amazing that today we're talking about the same skills gap happening again. In fact, we see this especially back in Illinois, and even in my old congressional district where I had the largest concentration, one of the largest concentrations of tool and die manufacturers in the nation is in Illinois. And time and again, when I talked to manufacturers, what they said to me over and over again was, our machinists are aging out. The average age for a machinist in our plants is in their 50s, late 50s, and we don't have the next generation ready to come in. And that's why companies like Northrop Grumman, for example, partnered with our local community college to fund students going through a 2-year program in manufacturing arts with a scholarship, with an internship, and at the end of those 2 years, after the first year, Harper hired all 7 of their initial group and are now funding 9. And this is spreading all across Illinois. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what community colleges can do to provide valuable job training related efforts, such as registered apprenticeships, on-the-job training opportunities, and paid internships for low-income students. It's why I partnered with Senator Franken to reintroduce the Community College to Career Fund Act that will create a competitive grant program that would fund more partnerships between industry and community colleges with the goal to making community college free for students coming out of high school. Ms. Marks, I thank you for your testimony on the work you're doing with community colleges, and I thank you for your work on hiring veterans as you partner with the Chicago Public High Schools to offer engineering opportunities mapped to real, viable jobs, and your partnerships also with UI Labs, Digital Manufacturing and Design Innovation Institute. Whew, that's a mouthful. In your opening statement, you highlighted several of Siemens' successful apprenticeship programs and included a copy of your playbook for other manufacturers in developing apprenticeship programs. Siemens is fortunate to have the resources to invest and develop these vital programs, but many small and medium-sized manufacturers and businesses do not. When I talked about that concentration of tool and die manufacturers in Illinois, they're all small and medium-sized businesses. Many of them are family-run, mom and pop businesses. What can we do to build on your success and help small and medium-sized manufacturers and businesses establish apprenticeship programs?
Well, there's several things we can do, but one is a lot of those tool and die manufacturers are part of our supply chain. And, we do business locally, so we do business with them. Being in all 50 states, we have the opportunity to share lessons, and we think by having this playbook, which you referenced, which we did work on collaboratively with Alcoa, Dow, the National Association of Manufacturers, and the Department of Labor, it is scalable, and it shows you how to partner with a community college. We actually went in to the 4 community colleges in the 4 states we're in. We helped set the curriculum. We took people out of our facilities and our factories, and we helped share what would be needed in terms of technological skills and core educational and analytic skills for these apprentices. So we believe that the playbook is scalable, whether you're a large company or a small, and we welcome the opportunity to share it.
Thank you. Oftentimes, having served in the military for 23 years, people equate national strength with how many tanks and guns and helicopters we have in our arsenal. And frankly, I find helicopters sexy. I've fired lots of guns and ridden in tanks, so I'm there with them. But people underestimate the value of our manufacturing sector as a part of our national strength. It is just important to have a strong manufacturing sector as it is to have a large standing military. And in fact, we wouldn't have that military with all that great equipment if it were not for innovative American manufacturing. So I thank you for what you're doing, especially with this closing of the skills gap. So working with community colleges, because I think that for so many of our kids across this country, they can't afford that 4-year degree to start off with. And this is a great way to get started, not have debt, and then to go to work and then say, you know, in a couple of years, these same kids are going to turn around and say, yeah, I want to become a manager on the assembly line. I'm going to go get that BS. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and yield back.
Thank you, Senator.